Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So what if we just canceled the rest of 2025? We just demand a do-over and we just pretend none of this ever happened. Because that is how I feel like right now. Um, so on Friday, I was looking at my account and still no margin call, but I'm only have a $2,000 buffer and I want to take my SPY calls that I have, the two of them, and lower them to be closer to the current price of SPY because SPY is at $505.50. So when it's that far out of the money, I won't be getting a lot of money when I roll it forward. But in order to move it down, I need more collateral because the SPY call or the calls I bought are for $560 and $575. So the gap between that, I need more collateral. So then my tenant's money had been received, but I hadn't gotten it into my bank account. So I checked on Friday and it still wasn't there. So then I checked my email to see if I could find the amount that I'm actually expecting. And I was aware that my tenant had complained that the air conditioning wasn't working properly, but there was a bill. Well, it's not really a bill, it's a estimate. And the entire unit needs to be replaced. It's $10,000. So now, not only like I started crying because it's just like I don't know how many of you have been following me for a long time, and I never miss a chance to complain about this, but I was laid off January 2023. I had an emergency fund, but my condo cost $3,000 a month. And if I don't have an income, that's just way too much money. And I had been thinking about moving to the family farm in Tennessee anyway. So I figured, why don't I move before I run out of funds to Tennessee and I will just sell my condo and I won't have to worry about it anymore. So I moved in March, and in July, I had my first buyer and that fell through. Then in December, I had my second, it was under contract for a second time, that fell through. And when that fell through, we found out that between July and December, my condo had become non warrantable. So I knew with the third buyer, did I just have third in there? So it's, anyways. In January, they lowballed me so much that I attempted a short sale. And when you attempt a short sale, you have to fit the parameters in order to qualify. So I had to miss some mortgage payments and have only $10,000 or less and be living beyond my means. So between February and June, that's where I got into the majority of my debt. And actually, it was December 2023 where I actually bought my generator because I live in the mountains. And if there's a bad snowstorm, it takes the electric company a few days to come out here. I really just don't want to freeze to death. So that was the scenario. And I actually used my generator through Helene, so I don't feel bad. I've also used it a couple other times where my power's been out for a couple of days, so I do need a generator. But in July, well, this third attempt lasted from January 2024 to July 2024, and it was two separate attempts. When the short sale failed, crypto was on a bull run, and so I sold my Ethereum, and that gave me enough money barely to go through with the sale, even if it wasn't a short sale. But the buyer still could not get a lender to agree to give them money for the mortgage. So that fell through. And then I dropped those real estate agents, and I had a property management company because I was going to rent out my condo. But then the HOA said that their building was warrantable again, which means that people can get mortgages. So we tried one more time, and I had a fourth buyer, and then it turns out that it's only quasi-warrantable. If it's a FHA loan or cash, we can sell my condo, but if it's a conventional loan, then they still cannot get a mortgage, and my buyer refused to get an FHA loan, and the sale fell through. And now we are from January to September, like January 2023 to September 2024. I have paid $3,000 a month every single month, except for the 2 months that I did the short sale. So I have had to sustain this $3,000 extra dollars a month, and I just could not do that anymore. And so I'm renting it out, and I'm still losing $700 a month if nothing goes wrong. And by the way, nothing hasn't gone wrong, because my tenant has already started a small fire in my kitchen. He's broken the toilet. The kitchen sink was leaking, and now the entire AC unit has failed. And so I called after I finished crying, because I do much better once I have a plan. Like, it's fine. So I call the property management company and make sure that it's scheduled and that the way I think it's going to work is how it's going to work. And it's actually worse than what I thought it was going to be, because it's such a large amount. They won't pay for it upfront and then let the tenant's money pay for it. I have to come up with $10,000 before Monday. So that's a good thing to find out Friday morning. But they said, oh, well, they do have a payment plan, these people that they're going with. And they said it should be a 0% APR. And I was like, if this is easy and it's 0% APR, then what's the harm? So I went onto the contractor's website, and it's not 0% APR. There's a $70 origination fee. There's a $2 a month administration fee, and it is like 28.76% interest. And I was like, we can do better than this. So I went on to NerdWallet and looked at their 0% credit cards. And there's one at a bank that I already have credit cards at. And it's a 15-month 0% thing. So I applied and I got the credit card approved, but the documentation with it doesn't say that I got the promotional thing. So I'm waiting, because I called and they said, well, you literally just got your application approved and it's not in the system yet. So hopefully when I log back in 24 to 48 hours, it'll show that I have the promotion, and that'll be the most convenient for me to deal with a $10,000. I have to have it by Monday. It does throw other plans off, because I was just really looking forward to repaying all my debt, and I've been aggressively gathering money to pay my debts. I started out this year with 3 credit cards and $20,000 of debt. I paid off 1 credit card, and then I've been gathering money to pay the second one off, which has like $6,400 something on it. And with my tenant's money that's coming in, I was planning on just paying it off next week, literally. But if this new credit card doesn't have that promotional period, I'll probably wind up so the credit card I was going to pay off still has 0% until the very beginning of October, so I'd have to pay it off by September. So that gives me at least a couple of months to pay it off. The bank has a buy now, pay later thing, and there's no interest on it, but it does have like a 2% fee that just gets bundled into the origination of it. So I might be able to do a pay later, just equal payments, but I could just not like pay off that other card, take this $6,000, put it towards this one, and then I am getting my tax refund, which is going to be like $3,400. And I should be getting that before the statement, and I could just pay it off. And then I still have $16,000 of credit card debt, but I'm already on a path of paying it off. And the third credit card is actually just the generator, and the generator's promotion period ends in January, so that gives me even more time than the ones that end in October. But I was looking forward to paying off this credit card, and then by the end of May having the other one paid off by using my tax refund and taking out $1,000 a week from doing options. So what is this going to change? Because like it's just, life is always going to happen. You're always going to need more money than you think you do. I would have preferred to just not own this condo, and that way I wouldn't have this risk in the first place. But at this point, it is what it is. And so the thing that's going to give is the original plan was I paid off my generator. I'm debt-free, credit card debt-free by mid-June. And I start saving up for the vacation I was going on, because while my house was under contract for the fourth time, my cousin had invited me to go to a retirement party because her and my aunt are retiring at the same time, and they're both Disney fanatics, so they wanted to do a Disney cruise, and they invited me. And I haven't been on vacation since 2018, and honestly, making enough money that if I had sold my condo, this wouldn't be a problem. I would be on a good path to just paying off my debt and it's scheduled for Thanksgiving of this year. So like by November 2025, I should be good to go on this vacation. But the problem is, like, I already paid off the vacation, that portion of it, the cruise itself. But it's going to be an additional like $3,000 at least to board my pets while I'm gone. And then I have to pay for a flight. And then if I have to buy clothes or shoes or excursions and souvenir, like budget for like actually being on vacation, it's going to be expensive. So I think, and I already told my parents, like I'm not going on this vacation because that's a lot of money on top of this, and my job's not very secure. There's a looming fear of recession. I just want to get ahead of this credit card debt and get to the point where I'm not doing ridiculous things to my portfolio, because I don't know if you've noticed, but my portfolio doesn't really have that much breathing room. All I have to do is lose an extra $3,760, and all of a sudden I can't do options anymore. And so then my only option is to use high income ETFs to generate income, which isn't the worst thing in the world. That's why I have high income ETFs, is to get income. But like, it's just, everything is a shame. Like, it's like, I really wish I could go on this vacation and enjoy myself. I was going to go with my parents, and I really like that side of the family. I haven't seen them in years now. And if I can't see them and I can't do it this time, like, it's fine. I can always, when I'm in a better financial situation, go down and visit them for just a weekend, because it won't be $3,000 to board my pets if I do that. But it's just like, it's disappointing and it sucks. So, and I am a little bit like trying to figure out how to finagle still going on this vacation. Like, I'm not calling up the cruise line and getting a refund. The worst case is I just paid for a third of my parents' room because we were all going to room together for the cruise. So, that would be the worst case scenario. But I just, if I can't go on this vacation, and like, I'm going to have to plan something to look forward to, because it's just like, this is the risk that you take on being a landlord. I just did not want to be a landlord in the first place. So, anyways, I think I figured out how to get $10,000 by Monday. It's just very devastating, and I'm just not happy about it. But, anyways, I hope that you all have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.